Where should you start reading the Bible? You could start at the beginning with Genesis. You could do poetry in the Psalms. You could do biographies with Jesus biographies. You could do history with Acts. But maybe you are wired a little bit differently. Maybe you are more interested in just nonfiction. Don't give me a story. Just tell me how it is. Well, the Bible's got you covered. A good chunk of that section called the New Testament is filled with things called epistles. Epistle is just a fancy word for a letter. And what these letters do is that they are letters from church leaders to churches saying, okay, this is what Jesus did, and this is why it matters. And this is how you live now. The book of Romans might be the best one to go to because Romans is, I'll call it a catechism. It's a summary of everything that the church taught. A lot of the other letters focus on different aspects, but Romans covers everything. And which means it can be a little overwhelming sometimes, but it gets everything really, really thoroughly. And Romans starts with the first 3 chapters that focuses on this is how you done messed up. We are sinful. We have rebelled against God, and there ain't nobody without excuse. And then the next 5 chapters now lets that fall out and go, you know what? But this is what Jesus has done. He has saved you. And it shows this in many different ways. And then the last part of the book says, okay, now that Jesus has saved you, what do you do now? And so maybe for you, a great place to start reading the Bible is Romans. Now, this week, I hope that we've given you a lot of places that you can get started. Next week, we're going to talk about, and we're going to tackle, well, once I start reading it, what do I do with it now? And we'll continue asking, how do I read the Bible?